Please cheer together with me. Yay, a short video for a change. Yes, this one will be short. So the goal of all of this paraphrasing has been to arrive at these structured paraphrases. The reason we went through those headlines which you hated is to get you used to these main points and to start to get you to see how they are supported and explained. So what we're doing is trying to reveal how authors are connecting up their ideas. So we want to start with a very basic outline. We will have our main point, that is the claim that everything else in the article is supporting. That's what the headline was helping you to see. We are having a main point, and that main point, now listen to the words, is supported, explained, or qualified by the secondary points. And if the secondary points are explained, supported, or qualified, we will call those, sorry for the word, tertiary points, or simply MP, SP, TP. Now, the key rule we need to follow is we want to see how the author is connecting all these ideas. So we want each line of our paraphrase to be a single claim, claiming one thing about the ideas in the piece. If you're an English major, this is called a simple sentence. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean you have to use dumb words and sound like a child. Simple sentence simply means it has a single subject and a single verb. It is making one claim. It is saying one thing about what the content is. So each line a single claim. What does this mean? If you ever start to make a conjunction sentence, you ever start to say, Jeff is ugly and he is hyper, notice you have two separate claims. So in a structured paraphrase, those would go on different lines and we need to decide where. Next. The other key question is deciding how many pieces of support or explanation or qualification you needed. Meaning, how many SP should you have? How many TP should you have? For example, right, do authors always try to follow introductory English composition classes and have 3 pieces of support and 3 pieces of explanation or 3 examples? No, they don't. So how do we decide how many SPs you'll need? Should we make sure it's balanced? No. The SPs will be decided by the article. You will be reading the article and it will make all the decisions for you. Can you run into an article that has an NP, a single SP, and 13 TPs for that one SP? Sure, right? That's how jokes look. That will be fine. We are going to organize it around the piece. The article we're paraphrasing will make all the decisions about our structure. Now, last few points. Here are some key tips about how we do this. First, the easiest way to work and to make sure you're not making mistakes or doing too much work in your head is to work on one level of subordination at a time. So, read the article once, just find the MP. What is the single claim that everything else is supporting, explaining, or qualifying? What is the single claim, simple sentence that everything else is about? Then read a second time, just looking for SPs. What is directly supporting that main point? And keep repeating the main point in your head. Jeff is hyper, and then look for support for Jeff is hyper, look for explanations of his hyperactivity, and go down looking for SPs, and then and only then look at the third step, read again, just looking for TPs for those SPs. So you want to focus on one SP at a time, keep repeating it in your head, and see where it has support, if any, for each of the SPs. The next tip, right, really much more sophisticated, is to look for connecting terms. And when I say look for them, sometimes they are not stated at all. Anytime you are connecting 2 ideas together, you are doing what I keep repeating annoyingly, you are supporting, explaining, or qualifying. Well, our brain is good at at hearing these connecting terms when we read, even if they're not there. What are the connecting terms? Because, so, and, but. When you are supporting, explaining, or qualifying, you are using those connecting terms, or of course there's tons of derivatives. You could use other words, but they mean because, so, and, or but. So a tip for when you're trying to find where is an SP for this MP is to read the MP, read the potential SP and see if it naturally connects with one of these phrases. Does this phrase naturally connect to this one with a because, so, and, or but? And so read it that way in your head. Fill in that connecting term, and here's the key. Is this what the author is trying to say? If that connecting term seems awkward in the nature of the article in the context, then you could assume that, yeah, the author didn't mean those to be connected, so those things aren't subordinate to one another. This must go somewhere else. So you can read the whole thing, and that's a good way to check yourself at the end. When you have your MPs, SPs, TPs, see if the connecting terms make sense when you think of the article. Read MP, because, so, and, but, SP, and see if that is a natural, logical way to connect these ideas from the article. You see? A short video. Thanks.